Nope.
Okay, don't break it. Oh.
Not, wow. If you're gonna throw something, you can throw it like God gave you a pair. Hey guys, Bert with Atlas. We've been getting a lot of questions on our 226 Magwells and base plates lately on what fits what gun, so on and so forth. I am not a 226 expert. In fact, I'm not even a huge SIG fan in general, but everybody knows Justin already for the most part. He is our resident 226 expert and SIG generalist in general. But so what we want to do today is kind of clear up a little bit, if you're buying one of our Magwells, what to look for to know which model to buy. It's pretty simple. There's really only two models that we produce that fit almost every version of the gun that can take a Magwell. So first and foremost, you have your 226, which is your X5, your X5 Legion, your Legion.
Oh God, there's so many.
So on and so forth.
A lot of variations in the SIG world, as everybody who buys a SIG knows and understands.
Yeah, so we're gonna just show you real quick what to look for to know which model of our Magwell to buy and what specifically to look for on your gun to know if yours will work or not. So essentially you have your 226 X5 and then you have your 226 Legion.
Most common on the marketplace.
Yep, so these are your two most common frame sizes. There's some other ones out there. We don't deal with them because they're too difficult and some of them just outright can't take a Magwell without some major modification. So these are the two that we're gonna focus on and what to look for. So Justin, why don't you go over the 226, why don't you show them the main differences on what to look for?
Absolutely. So your most common on the marketplace is gonna be the Legion. The Legion series has been out for, oh God, forever, it seems like at this point. The frame is going to be the same whether you have the single action only, like this is set up, or if you have the double action, single action. So the most common thing you need to look for once you get your grips off the gun or down at the bottom of the frame, you want to look and make sure you have this notch on both sides. That is what the Magwell is going to slide onto to retain in place. The other big difference, as you can see, those notches are the same, this being the X5 model. Those are identical on these two guns. The very back of the grip is also different for where the strut seat comes down on both models. That is the difference between the two Magwells that are offered. You can see on the Magwells themselves, the tab in the back is what retains it to the back of the frame. So
these are your differences between the two. If you look, what we call them is the stop. So this one and this one. Those are the differences between the Legion and the X5.
Yep, and all about how it interacts with the way the strut seat comes down on both of these models. Now, some of the variations that are out there will have a seat that is much longer and comes all the way down to the bottom of the frame here. Some of the factory models that would have it, and also some of the aftermarket, so a lot of guys are going to be familiar with Armory Craft. They require a screw that goes into the bottom of a seat that comes a lot further down. So if you have that strut seat, that's going to need to be changed off to a short style like these have in order for our Magwell to properly fit. But so long as you have these frame recesses here, you should be able to fit. We've done these with both the factory Legion grips, and then these are also the most common lock grips. They're the most common that I found on the aftermarket, at least for the X5s. The other thing to add is the X5, the other major popular lineup that's out now is they've combined these two guns. So you now have an X5 Legion. The frames are cut identically to the X5 itself. They are a different material. Those are aluminum, where these are the steel to get all the weight, but the frame cuts are the exact same. They fit the exact same way on both guns.
If you have the X5 Legion, it is still an X5.
Correct.
So as far as the frame cuts themselves and the fitment of the Magwell and all that stuff, it is an X5 Magwell that you'll need, not a Legion Magwell. The Legion Magwell is for the Legion only.
Correct. And honestly, to be safe with the variations of the pistols that are out there, if X5 is part of the name on a 226, go with the X5 Magwell. If you're gonna run it on any of the other 226 models, even if you have one that's not a Legion, one of the TAC Ops models, There's so many different variations. Those are likely cut the same as a Legion as far as that profile on the back for the stop fitting properly.
Yeah, so we can't show it on camera, but I'll show you after I install. Basically, if you try to put an X5 onto a Legion, our stop in the back, it's too long, it's too wide, and it doesn't let the magwell sit all the way forward, which won't let your grips go on properly. I don't know why they cut it different like that in the back on the Legion versus the X5. It seems like it'd be pretty easy just to cut everything standard, but for some reason they do it, and so that's why we had to redevelop this interface as far as being able to fit each one specifically. Now, we could do where the Legion magwell fits the X5 because otherwise, besides the stopper, everything is the same, but we like as much engagement right there for a nice, secure fitment. And you can ask Justin, he's been running these, he ran these things for over a year in competition. They fit really, really snug.
Very snug.
Yeah, they don't have any wobble. Even the factory one has that weird wobble in it.
The factory ones were very rattly on both guns.
These don't do it. So if you have a X5 and you accidentally order a Legion, it's still gonna fit. You're just gonna have a little bit less interface back here, which again doesn't matter, it doesn't mean anything, but that's really the difference between the two. So again, you know, I can't show it on here because YouTube, but it just literally slides on. Like you can't mess it up, it just slides on. So they're gonna have to cut this part too because I'm gonna take it off, but I'll show you. So you literally have these rails right here, and then in our magwell, we have rails that are cut specific to it, and it literally, they fit like a glove. They fit right on.
Yeah, and once your grips are installed back on, the grip is surrounding the back so it cannot slide back off, holds it in place. This one is still installed and there's zero wobble of any kind.
There's nothing to it. So yeah, your grips, your lock grips, your factory grips, your Legion grips, they're, as long as it's a Magwell compatible model in the first place, your grips are, all your aftermarket and factory grips will fit with these Magwells. You don't have to do any modification. Like I know on the Armory Craft one, pretty much every set of grips has to be modified in order to fit it. We reduced that. I should say we eliminated that. So you don't have to modify your lock grips, nothing. They'll fit directly on with it.
Yep. Any of the models that require the screw and the strut seat, the grips are different on those guns as well, because if that seat comes all the way down, you obviously can't have grips there. So that is a variation in the models as well. So that if you have a factory setup and you want to go to the Armory Craft one, that is something that you do have to consider while you're going to do it.
Yep. And, you know, the biggest difference between Armory Crafts and ours is, number one, no hardware needed at all. Even if you have one with the longer strut, those struts are really cheap.
The strut seats are super cheap.
Yeah, I forget how much they are, but they're super cheap. In our opinion, it's better to swap to a shorter strut seat because you have less hardware, less things to come loose, less things to mess with in general. So, yeah, no hardware. And then the other big thing is ours is a full wraparound. So you get that full wraparound with ours as opposed to the horseshoe style like the factory one, like the Armory Craft one.
It does make a huge difference.
Yeah.
I tried to run these with the factory Magwells, and then I had to bug them non-stop until you develop these around my guns.
Yeah, the caveat to that, obviously, is your factory base plates are not going to work. The factory base plates have that weird tang. Yep. We've covered this in a previous video, but it's been a little bit. We get a ton of questions, and actually, before we started recording, Justin was like, every time there's a question on your Magwells, you have to message me and blah, blah, blah. He's quite sick of it, apparently, so he wanted,
not the case.
He wanted us to do a video to kind of clear it up, make it easier on you guys as well. So we'll post this to our website on the 226 page as well, or on the Magwell page as well, so that you can reference it directly. Again, you can't run the factory base plates with them because of that weird tang that SIG does. I don't even understand the point of it, but
they think the point is to be able to strip a mag, but they make it so tight you're not getting your finger up there to use it. It doesn't matter. Not a thing.
So the thing is you will have to run an aftermarket base pad. You have TTI, fits our Magwell, no problem. Again, I can't show it, but I'll show you what it looks like installed. Magic. So it fits, retains it perfect. You have Springer, which also fit it, more magic. So full retention. And then you have ours. So ours were designed more along the carry aspect of things. There's already plenty of people out there, TTI, Springer, whoever else, that do +5s, +4s, +6s. For us, it's not worth to compete when they already have a really good product. You know, the point with this was there wasn't a good option for a full wraparound Magwell, and even the ones that are aftermarket still aren't great.
No.
So we did develop this because there was a gap in the industry of having a really good Magwell, full wraparound Magwell for the gun. So ours was designed more around the carry aspect, which sit a little bit more flush with the bottom of the magwells as opposed to sticking out like a competition style one. So that one, right, is a +2. As you see, very little protrusion out of the bottom. And we do offer these in 2 different versions. We have ones that are a +2, and then we have ones that look the exact same, but they're flush. They don't add a round count to your magazine. That's super helpful for like mag band states and stuff like that. Or if you're just not looking to add capacity for, you know, the couple ounces of weight that it's gonna add or whatever. So we do offer them as well. We have a whole kit. You can buy the Magwell and a couple base plates. I think it's 2 or 3, I forget, because some of the models come with different amount of mags and stuff. But so we have a starter kit. You can buy, you know, the Magwell and the mag base plates. You can buy just the Magwell. You can buy just the base plates. It doesn't matter. Plenty of options, you know, really to build your setup how you want it.
Yep, and they're gonna make all the mags work. So the original Legion series guns came with 15 round mags. They just redid the 226, and now the 18 round mags, which is what this tube is, these are now the standard flush mag for all the 226s moving forward. But if you have one of the old 15 round mags, that's what this one is. And with our base pad on it, it works perfect. Exact same function. It will go all the way in, lock in place, and function exactly the way you need it to. A lot of folks, I think, initially when the Magwell drop, that was a point of contention.
Yeah, for sure.
Some of us, obviously, we shoot competition, so mag extensions are
needed.
The commonplace for everything we have, pretty much. So this was really designed around that for the person that's going to use one of these on a carry or duty style setup rig, which this works absolutely perfectly for.
Yeah. Yeah, we've had good reviews from him, man. I mean, we sell a bunch of them. Like I said, we get enough questions, you know, about them that he said, hey, let's make a video because I'm sick of you texting me 400 times a day. Yeah, I mean, there's a flavor for everybody as far as how you want to set it up. He's right. The biggest problem with us at the beginning with this is we didn't have the base plates as an offering, and so a lot of people were kind of annoyed that they had to go to 2 or 3 different places just to get a setup. So we kind of negated that, and you know, we offer the base plates now as an option. If you want the +4s or +5s, whatever they are. I think they're +4, right?
Yeah, the Sprinters are +4s. The TTIs, it's weird because they vary by mag. I have a couple that are 4 and a couple that are 5.
Yeah.
But either way.
If you want the competition style ones, man, just grab one of those. They're fantastic. You've ran them thousands and thousands of rounds. There's no issues with them. For us to do it, it just doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense, you know, in a lot of different ways. So, but if you want a kit, even you can run these in competition. There's absolutely nothing stopping you from running them in competition. You're just going to get 2 more rounds out of something like the Springer or the TTI or something like that. So it's kind of your choice to make. You know what I mean? We try to make it as easy as possible for you on getting a full setup really quick. But yeah, it's kind of up to you on how you want to set your stuff up. So again, this is just a video to try to help you guys understand which model Magwell your gun needs. Well, we have 2 different styles. So we have carry, what we called the carry version, and then we have the competition version. The competition version has been far more popular. Those are the 2 options that you have outside of choosing whether it's an X5 or a Legion. So hopefully most of this cleared it up for you guys.
If you come up with a new question, be sure to let us know.
I got his number. I'll send him a text still. Hopefully we give him enough questions. We have to make another video on it and piss him off a little bit more. So cool. Yeah, if you guys have any questions about it, well, send them to me. I'll send them to him. So otherwise, if you made it this far, don't forget Patreon at Atlas Tactical. It's free.
House is free! Jeff, house is free! It's a free house.
There's a $5 version as well. We have a podcast that we just started. We just recorded our first episode. Me, Justin, and Austin. That should be up by the time you guys see this video. We're doing every other Thursday. We are going live. You guys will be there in real time with all of us, no matter who is on. It's free to join. Come chat. You'll be able to chat, ask questions, everything, while we are literally live recording it. At the end of each podcast, we're going to choose one paid member, and we're going to give away something at the end of every podcast. So it could be, you know, an optic, you know, a Holliston 507 comp or a gift certificate, you know, $100, $200, $300 gift certificate, all kinds of stuff. We're going to give away something to a paid member at the end of every single podcast as a way to say thank you just for the support. So if you haven't joined, go over there. It's literally just a bunch of dudes hanging out, smoking stogies, bullshitting about the industry that we all spend a ton of money in, whether it's just collecting or shooting sports, USPSA, 2-gun, tactical games, PCSL, whatever. We got a lot of people lined up to come on to the podcast. Super cool. I'm actually really excited about. So if you're not a member, go over. Like I said, it's 100% free.
Come chat with us.
Yeah. If you
give us topics.
For sure. Go over, check us out, and we appreciate it per usual. So till the next one, we will see you guys then. Thanks.